Hey all y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Alright, so today we're going to be doing a video that was actually requested on my Formulas Worth the Splurge. One of y'all suggested that I do a palettes worth the money, so today we're going to be doing, I guess this is going to end up being like my top picks for palettes. And funnily enough, there is actually no Too Faced and no Urban Decay, which like back when I started my channel, I can tell you right now, they would have been a contender on this. So it's funny to see how like my expectations and my taste has changed. But enough with that. We have a bunch of suggestions to go through. I did try to like pare it down, but we're just gonna go into this. I'm gonna go talk about the palettes that are worth your coin. Firstly, I have to bring out one of my end-all be-all palettes. This is the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. Also, if I have reviews on any of these ones, I will leave that link down below so you can see swatches and stuff like that. This here is what the palette looks like. I know it can be a bit intimidating because it has a lot of reds and a lot of pinks. It's got like purple tones, but it does have these really nice neutral tones up here that you can focus more on doing a more natural look, and then add, say, a pop of crazy color if you want to be a bit more dramatic. Whereas you have the way I use the palette, which is using all the crazy colors and then maybe once in a while doing a neutral look. But that is just the way that I roll. But this palette, part of the reason I love it so much, the color scheme aside, is the formula. These mattes are honestly some of the best mattes that I have ever used. They are super pigmented, they blend gorgeously, and then the shimmers that you are provided with, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmers. You guys know I am a huge matte lover. I love shimmers too, but when you got a palette like this, I need the mattes. And the shimmers you get are very high shine, very easy to use. It is just a beautiful, cohesive, and very high quality palette. I know it is constantly sold out, which is, I feel like some of the companies do this on purpose. I'm like, yes, I know it's popular, but if you know that it's popular, you'd think that maybe you would order more units so that maybe it won't sell out in like 10 minutes of a restock. But that is that. This is one that I would highly recommend. It is $52 and it is worth every blinking penny. Now, for the most part, I am talking about non-limited edition products. However, there is one that just kind of like, hi, and that is the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette. I know this thing, I'm pretty sure it's limited edition. If I can find the info, I will leave it down below underneath my review of this. The first things first, you get a crap ton of mattes. Out of this whole whatever, you are getting 2 shimmers, so you have that's just like, yes, yes. You guys know I am down for that. And then I love how this palette is laid out. How you've got the very obvious color story right here going on, and then over here, but then you can mix and match. They play beautifully together. They are pigmented. They blend gorgeously. They are a bit powdery, but I feel like there are very few formulas that aren't powdery. Jeffree Star Blood Sugar being one of them. But if this palette, like I said, I will leave the information below, but this is so amazing. If Melt Cosmetics could do something with their brand, that is make more of these palettes. Bring me some more color schemes. Give us a blue, give us an orange, give us a pink, give us all of the color schemes in this formula, in this layout, and they would make so much bank. Jeffree's kind of got us going on a blue trend now. Make us a blue palette. I love these shadows so much, and this shimmer formula is one of the most beautiful and opaque and unique shimmer formulas I have ever used. This is just absolutely stunning. Then kind of a 2 for 1. You guys know, if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, I am a huge fan of the Anastasia Beverly Hills formula, subculture included. But if I were to be like, hey, you need to invest in a palette, we have got the good old OG classic modern Renaissance, which will always be one of my beautiful darlings. I love this palette so much. This is one of those palettes that there is not a shade in here, even this Tempera one, which is a setting shade, which you guys know I couldn't give two diddly squats about. There's not a shade in here that I do not use, that I do not absolutely love. And same goes for the Soft Glam. When this came out, I bought it and I used it, and I remember I was in Tennessee when I did this review. And I came out of the bathroom and I was like, Mom, this is my new favorite thing. Because this happened like early 2018, and I already knew that it was going to be in the best makeup of 2018. It is just so beautiful because I feel like, remember Subculture was supposed to be like the sister to this palette. I feel like the true like sister palettes are these two right here. Because you've got these gorgeous red and orange and whatever tones going on here. And then over here you have them, but they're more in like a muted, subdued way. These palettes work beautifully together and they work amazing on their own. Yes, Anastasia mattes are powdery, but they're pigmented. They blend like a dream. I feel like for a palette investment, these two are absolutely amazing. You can go light, you can go sultry, you can go a little bit more crazy. From a quality standpoint, shimmer to matte ratio, and from just everything, these are amazing. Then another sort of kind of like from the same brand, all kind of in the same palette, whateverness going on, we have got Miss Huda Beauty. Now I know Miss Huda Beauty has gotten in a lot of controversy because she's kind of shady and isn't exactly like totally inclusive, and she doesn't deal well with like handling her PR stuff. But that aside, that being said, these palettes, which are expensive, I believe these are on the like $65 spectrum. The matte formulas in all three of these. This one is her Desert Dusk palette. This is the Rose Gold Remastered. And then this is the new Nude. I would say if you're looking for a palette that has every shade that's going to work fine for you, it is going to be this one. This is the Rose Gold Remastered. The shimmer to matte ratio could lean a little bit more in the matte direction, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. I love the fact that in the mattes, you are getting fairly deep shades, even starting from the first one. You aren't getting that super pale setting shade, which doesn't do anything for me, and I know ain't doing nothing for my guys and gals of a deeper melanin. Like, why do we even have that shade? We can just use a setting powder to set our concealer or our eye primer. We don't need it in the palette. That's probably going to be my point, a pet peeve, and like things the brands need to stop doing. But I love this palette. It is just so pretty, and the formula on this is beautiful. When I did my review of these, I wanted to tear her a new one. I was like, I'm gonna buy these and they're gonna be horrible and I'm gonna feel vindicated and I'll be able to tell all y'all how horrible it is. But that's not what happened. I absolutely fell in love with this formula. The Desert Dusk right here is another one that I'm sorry, this color spectrum I open it and I feel a certain kind of way. I love every shade in here except for this stupid pressed glitter shade. I mean, all y'all probably know how I feel about pressed glitters at this point. It's just a chunky, nasty, fall-outy mess. If you're wanting to deal with it, I highly recommend using a glitter glue, and then even then, it's just, I feel like the palette, I know they include the different like formulas, different finishes, different textures, make this palette, you know, more unique and more versatile, but I actually feel it makes it less versatile if we could swap out this stupid setting shade and then like swap out this shade for something a little bit deeper, or another matte purple or another matte red or orange. It would make this palette a bit more eclectic. But that aside, I absolutely love the formula. Then going on to new nudes, which there are. This one is probably the one. I love the formula. I love the color spectrum. I wish we didn't have the concealer shade here. Once again, I understand for like makeup artists and ease and having it all up in there, but when you're including some kind of cream product amidst all this, it's not going to stay that nice, just straight up conceal shade. And then it does give us probably, I love how like, as the palette, this was her first, but the color selection of this is the same, and then this one was her second, and this was her third. As she made more palettes, it's like, you know, the first one didn't have the stupid setting shade, this one had like a mid-tone, and then this one is the whitest we got. So she kind of digressed in that area. You do have two stupid pressed glitters, but I love the selection of mattes and these like fancy whatever shimmers. I wish she had taken these two and made them either in the fancy shimmer or better yet made them in this pressed pearl formula, which is amazing. I just absolutely love this. I do feel like if you're pale like me, this one's going to work great for you. If you are deeper, you're probably going to want to go for one of these two simply because I feel like the selection offered would work better for the skin tone. But honey, if you want to rock whatever you want, you do you. Then the most expensive palette on this list is going to be from Viseart. Now, I do highly recommend picking these up when Sephora does their 20% off appreciation sale. I love how when I'm talking, like the S's turn into an S and an H sound. When Sephora is having their appreciation sale, this one is the 04 Dark Matte. I do love all of their matte, or not all, the ones that I have, I love their all matte palettes as well as their all shimmer palettes, but I understand that not a lot of people are like into the all shimmer ones. Like for example, if you've got textured whatever on your eyes, you know, and you're not wanting to do a full shimmer look like I tend to do. Gonna lean more towards the mattes. This one, I love. Part of the reason I love this palette so much is because it takes bright or odd or crazier colors like blue, green, purple, orange, and red, and they tone it down and they make it a much more wearable, you know, shade, whatever. And the formula on these, this is one of those things you hear people talking about and you're like, there ain't no way that shadow is worth $80. And it may not be worth $80. It may be worth how much you pay for it on sale, but the formula is absolutely amazing. Minimal to no fallout. They blend seamlessly on your lids, and one thing that I super appreciate about this formula is the fact that it plays well with other formulas. So these work beautifully on their own. They're also great companion palettes if you want to deepen something up, and the shimmers work well with other palettes. So these are your best friend. They're just absolutely wonderful. And then kind of going into that, like, you know, colorful territory. You guys probably saw this one coming. The Colored Rain Vivid Pigments and Shadows palette. I love this thing so blinking much. This is my go-to when I'm wanting purples, when I'm wanting blues. It's got this two beautiful greens, one of the best yellows I have ever used in my life. And it's got banging peachy orange, and then you got the pink, and then you've got the red, and then this beautiful grungy brown. I love using these together. They create such a beautiful, in-depth, and very just dimensional look. This is just a formula that Colored Rain, basically Colored Rain. Bring it in. Let me have a moment. You need to take this formula and you need to make palettes this size, and you need to take a color family and just make a whole palette. I want to see blue. I want to see green. I want to see purple. I want to see pink. That is what I want to see from y'all. I think that would just be so great because this formula is so just opaque and pigmented, and it blends out. And just the problems with some of these shades with the formulating is they can tend to look very textured and very just not so good. No, these look phenomenal on your lids. Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna cut it right there because we are at over 20 minutes now. I'm trying to make my videos shorter so y'all can watch them. But if you guys would like to see a part 2 of this, I could definitely talk about some more other palettes that are worth the money, because I feel like this is a good kind of video, because not all palettes that are expensive are necessarily worth investing in, whereas other ones sort of just like rise above the crowd in quality and color theory. Obviously, let me know what you think about these palettes I talked about here. Also, let me know a palette that you feel is worth the money. I know a lot of people love Natasha Denona. I can only speak on one palette, and that was definitely not worth the money. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!